Yeah, I know, it's a weird sort of get at, but...
My name is Kirsten Hudgens, this is Prom 110, and this is my persuasive speech. So, I'm sure many of you know about the prevalence of eating disorders in female athletes, specifically two main ones, anorexia or bulimia. Eating disorders are fairly common now, but serious psychiatric conditions that require attention. Wake Forest University should recognize the prevalence of eating disorders and fund informational classes to raise awareness and hire multiple nutritionists to monitor the athletes monthly. Wake Forest does not have the resources to prevent and help college athletes with eating disorders, and this is a problem. Many of you probably think of a really skinny girl when I mention an eating disorder. However, this is a false fact. They don't always have to be skinny, and it can cause major health risks. Athletes may be 2 to 3 times more likely to have an eating disorder than an average person, as shown by a 1999 study of college athletes by the NCAA. Development and health risks of eating disorders in female athletes are important to understanding and preventing these disorders. Here it shows that 1/3 of female athletes have an eating disorder. This is also supported by Craig Johnson and Catherine Beals of Utah State and the Psychiatric Clinic Hospital in 1999 and 2002. Out of these 1/3 of athletes that have an eating disorder, 3% have anorexia and 20% have bulimia, as shown by Sports Dietitians Australia in 2011. So, health risks. One of the major health risk triangles is known as FAT, or the female athlete triad. It starts off with low energy availability or disordered eating. It then leads to menstrual disturbances and bone loss or osteoporosis, as shown by the picture. Osteoporotic bones are less dense and they're easy to break. So, why does someone develop an eating disorder? So for athletes, they're very obsessive over the competitive side. They want to win, they want to be successful. Therefore, they might lose weight or obsess over their weight for competitive purposes. A discus thrower, for example, might want to gain weight to have more leverage behind the disc. Or a gymnast, for example, might want to lose weight to be more aerodynamic. As shown by Claire Rizzer in What's Eating Wake Forest 2012, Wake Forest has its own pressures. An active social life, good grades, campus involvement, and a prestige job or internship opportunity are important here at Wake. So on top of their athletic successes, they also have to worry about these things as well. So here's the question. Eating disorders are a disease that can and should be addressed by the university. Wake Forest University should implement informational classes and nutritionists as done by Vanderbilt in 2014. As stated by Keith Nichols from Vanderbilt University, athletes should be educated on the physiologic, psychological, nutritional, and performance-affecting effects of disordered eating. So here at Wake Forest, we have 1 nutritionist for 500 athletes. That is not enough to address every single athlete, weekly or monthly. A job for a nutritionist, as shown by Vanderbilt University, is to define the target body fat and weights for individual sports. They're also supposed to monitor these targets weekly to make sure that athletes are staying with them. If there's a problem or it's inappropriate, they need to set a reasonable time frame to achieve these goals. And they should also help establish a nutritional source who can help athletes set up realistically nutritionally sound diets. With 1 nutritionist, our nutritionist cannot cover these jobs and cannot help. We are supposed to outreach to our nutritionist if we want help. However, if someone with an eating disorder is not going to ask for help. Catching the disease early is key to preventing major health risks in the future. Eating disorders can be prevented and treated if there is the correct help available. Wake Forest University needs more nutritionists in order to help the athletes here. The informational classes also are extremely important to helping incoming athletes understand the effects of an eating disorder and how to correctly deal with it. If they don't understand it, then they cannot get the help they need. Sports organizations, and by extension the professionals whose job it is to help and support athletes, have important roles in dealing with these conditions, as stated by Alan Curry in Sports and Eating Disorders in 2010. As stated, Wake Forest University's motto is Pro Humanitate. Pro Humanitate is to help people, to be helpful, and therefore we should be able to help our own student athletes here at Wake Forest University. Wake Forest University can and should support their athletes by providing them with knowledge and helping with eating disorders such as anorexia and bulimia. Even though these eating disorders are not always noticeable, they're extremely important to the health of our athletes and the success of our athletes here at Wake Forest University.